welcome back to my channel. I don't have a long intro type thing today, so let's just get into the video. So today we're going to be talking about taking out the trash. Okay, so let me ask you something. Are you happy? Like, are you mentally happy? Not just like physically, not just like, oh yeah, I'm happy, yeah, life's good, blah 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 blah. Sit down, think to yourself, am I happy? Are you happy? If the answer to that question is yes, that's great. I'm so happy you're happy. I'm happy you're happy. Brilliant. If it's not, then maybe you need to just sort of re-evaluate your life. Maybe you need to just take a step back and think, why am I not happy? I want to be happy. I want to be smiling and dancing. I want to be happy. Why am I not happy? And then it might come to you, it might not, but I'm here to say maybe you're not happy because maybe it's because your life is too cluttered. Maybe your life is too cluttered. What does that mean? I'm gonna tell you what it means, don't you worry. When milk has gone off, it's stinking up your fridge, it's gone all just nasty, it's gone nasty, you throw it away without hesitation. You're like, you know what, in the bin, discarded, gone. When clothes are fading and you're not looking fly anymore, you're not looking good, you're not looking nice, you're not looking fresh, you throw them away. So my question is, when there's people in your life that have gone off, they're pretty much stinking up your whole existence, why are you still keeping them there? Like, the people who won't support you, the people who are always negative, the people who make you feel terrible about yourself, and just put you in a bad mood. Like, why are you keeping them in your life? What is their purpose? What is the reason for you keeping them in your life?
What was the reason?
Can you explain? Can you explain it? No? Nope. No. Just get rid of them. There's no reason for them to be in your life. The same way you're not gonna keep the milk is the same way you shouldn't keep the people. And that's it. That's the message. Thank you. So, why do we hold on to these people? Why do we keep them around? So, like, I can literally speak about this for days. I can speak about this for days and days. Something I have experienced, something that I have actually really struggled with, is sort of keeping people and holding on to people who no longer really have a place in my life. And I can, like, literally, I can speak from experience. One of the main reasons I kept these people in my life was because of fear. Like, oh, but if I don't have them, who do I have? If they're not my friend, who's going to be my friend? If I'm not surrounded by these people, I'm going to look like a loner. I'm going to look so lonely. It's going to look like this and that. But literally, it's your life. It doesn't matter what it looks like to other people. It doesn't matter that, oh, look at her, she's not... But why does their opinion matter? Realistically, why does it matter? It really doesn't. So that's something that needs to be, like, holding on to, oh, what will people think if this and that? Just drop it. Because realistically, it's not doing you any good. You're there, you're sad, you're upset, you're crying in the bathroom, crying in your bedroom, crying everywhere. And for what? To keep up appearances. To be like, so you can be like, yeah, I'm friends with them, but really, these people don't know anything about you, or you don't... For what reason? What is the reason? I don't understand it. Like, if I'm being completely honest, you lived before these people, you'll live without them. I'm gonna say it again. You lived before these people were in your life. You lived before you knew who these people were. You lived before you had set eyes on these people. So why are you acting as if you're gonna die if they leave? And I'm really not trying to... And I'm really not trying to crap on anyone's experiences or anyone's fears, but you just need to think, these people do not define who I am. My friendships with these people are not the be-all and end all. If these people decide that they're not going to treat me right, I can leave and I will be completely fine. I'm not going to die because these people have decided they no longer want me there. That's just something that you need to build up to. I know it's a process. All of this is a process. You're not going to wake up one day and be like, oh yeah, I'm Superwoman, I can do everything. And you know what? Some people actually like that, but if you're anything like me, you weren't like that. It's not the sort of thing that you can take. That sort of leads on to the topic of knowing your worth and self-worth. Once you know how much you're worth, once you know how valuable your time is, once you realize that you are actually it, like, not in a cocky or arrogant way, but once you realize that there's only only you can do the things that you do the way you do them, that you're literally the only person in the world that is exactly like you, once you realize that, your self-worth goes through the roof. And it's actually, it's a long process. It's long. It's really, really long. It's hard. There's gonna be times where you're like, oh, what is it? No, but once you realize your self-worth, the fear of them leaving, the fear of missing out, the fear of this, the fear of that, like, those things will still be there. Those things are just part of life. But those things will be so much smaller and so much less significant once you realize, look, I deserve this and this and this, and what I'm getting is that I'm leaving, I'm removing myself from the situation, I'm gonna pack my bag, take my things, and go. Life just becomes so much easier. Life just becomes so much easier. Part of building your self-worth is knowing that you don't need to be surrounded by people to be happy. Part of building up your self-worth is that when you are alone, you don't have to feel lonely. It's understanding that being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Like, you need to be able to thrive in your own company. That's not to say don't have people in your life, don't have people you rely on, don't have people you can call your friends. That's not to say that at all. But you need to own your own person. You need to be able to stand tall, stand on your own, and be like, look, I am it. Be able to spend time with yourself, not constantly having to surround yourself by people to feel happy, because you shouldn't be attaching your happiness to other people. Attaching your happiness to other people is what leads you to being disappointed, because you can't expect you from other people. Because attaching your happiness to other people, you expect them to treat you how you treat them. You'll expect them to treat you kindly, to treat you nicely, to treat you like a person. But that's not always the case. You cannot expect you from other people. That you can. Because doing that you're basically putting yourself up for heartbreak. I'm not saying the kind of heartbreak like, oh, but I loved him so much. You're putting yourself up for emotions, for disappointment. That's what you're doing by attaching your happiness to other people. Because the thing is, everyone's human, knowingly or unknowingly. People make mistakes, and because of that, if you attach your happiness to these people, whatever mistake they made, whatever they say to you will affect you so much, and it'll affect you so heavily, and that's just something that you cannot do. The final reason I think people sort of hold on to people that should be out of their lives is that they don't realize that they themselves are like a table, if that makes sense. They don't realize that they are an asset. And by these people, it's part of self-worth. Once again, everything just stems to self-worth. But you need to realize that you are an asset. You bring things to a table. You bring this and this. You bring your confidence. You bring your emotional support. You bring a shoulder to cry on. You bring those things to other people's table. But you need to stop and think for a second. Wait.
Hold up. Wait a
What is so-and-so bringing to my table? Like, what are they bringing to the table that is your life? If they're not bringing to be honest, everyone brings something, but if what they're bringing are the negative things, if they're bringing, like, a condescending vibe to you, if they're bringing negativity to if they're bringing negativity to you, if they're bringing a sort of vibe and a sort of just atmosphere that just constantly is putting you down, is making you feel like crap, bin it. Bin them, bin the whole friendship. It really is not worth it, because the table, again with the self-worth, the table that you're sitting at, the table that you have, that is your life, should be so important and so valuable to you that you're not just letting anyone in. Like, you're not just gonna let anyone walk in and have dinner with you and your family. You're not just gonna let anyone into your house. It's the same way you shouldn't just let anyone into your life. If they're not bringing stuff to the table, bin them. Go. You don't need them to be there, because at the end of the day, the only person that you're doing dirty is yourself. The only person that's getting all the negative, like, it's only you. It's literally only you. So you just need to be like, you know what, not bringing anything, cut it off, block it off, say no more, it's not happening. So guys, basically I think the best thing to do is, like, whether you're happy, whether you're not happy, whether you're feeling low, whether you feel like you could jump to the moon and back, I think everyone just needs to take the time, not every day, because that's hard, but take the time once in a while to evaluate your life, evaluate your circumstances, evaluate the range of emotions you've been feeling recently, and you need to think, oh, I've been feeling this way because of this and this. Oh, I have actually realized, because I've sat here and thought about it, that this person makes me feel a type of way, and it's a type of way that I don't want to feel. So what are you going to do about it? It's in your best interest, and I know it's hard. I really do understand that it's something that's actually very, very difficult to do. It's in your own best interest to just remove yourself from the situation, remove yourself from the friendship, just remove yourself completely, because at the end of the day, you are only hurting yourself, and at the end of the day, you need to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody, before you can be a good friend to anybody, before you say, oh, I want to be this and this, I want to be this and that to this it's not going to work. It's not going to work until you can take care of yourself. So just evaluate your life, evaluate your circumstances, evaluate your emotions. Just sit down and think about it. Like, am I actually happy? Am I genuinely happy? Am I putting on? You just really need to sort of just sit and think about that. And I think, yeah, next week's video is actually going to be about taking care of yourself mentally, because I think it's important, especially since we're all at home now. We have more time than we usually would, so it's the perfect time to just sort of sit down and evaluate and think, look, I'm actually not happy. What are the steps I'm gonna take to try and make myself happier? Thank you so much for joining me again this week. There will be another video next week, probably about the same time. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and give us a like, please. Thank you so much. See you next week. Bye.